Well, hi, Colts. It's Mrs. Hladun, and I'm here to do some more reading from our new novel we're working on called The One and Only Ivan. And if you're just joining us, this book has a bit of an unusual format to it. It's not written in traditional paragraphs, chapters. Instead, it's written in kind of like vignettes that have a title at the top and then a little bit of story. And each little vignette kind of talks about a different perspective that Ivan is having. Anyways, this book is written by Catherine Applegate, and you'll see this beautiful sticker on the front, which tells us that it is a John Newbery Award-winning book, which is kind of a big deal. So when we left off yesterday, Ivan was talking about how lonely it was in his domain, which is kind of like a cage, I think. And then we met Stella, who is the elephant that he lives with. So we're going to continue reading. We're going to read about 15 pages, I think, is my plan. So here we go. This section's called Stella's Trunk. Stella's trunk is a miracle. She can pick up a single peanut with elegant precision, tickling a passing mouse, tap the shoulder of a dozing keeper. Her trunk is remarkable, but it still can't unlatch the door of her tumble-down domain. Circling Stella's legs are long-ago stars from the chains she wore as a youth, her bracelets, she called them. When she worked at the famous circus, Stella had to balance on a pedestal for her most difficult trick. One day she fell off and injured her foot. When she went lame and lagged behind the other elephants, the circus sold her to Mac. Stella's foot never healed completely. She limps when she walks, and sometimes her foot gets infected when she stands in one place for too long. Last winter, Stella's foot swelled to twice its normal size. She had a fever, and she lay on the damp, cold floor of her domain for 5 days. They were very long days. Even now, I'm not completely sure she's better. She never complains, though, so it's hard to know. At the Big Top Mall, no one bothers with iron shackles. A bristly rope tied to a bolt in the floor is all that's required. They think I'm too old to cause trouble, Stella says. Old age, she says, is a powerful disguise. The next section's called A Plan. It's been 2 days since anyone's come to visit. Mac is in a bad mood. He says we're losing money hand over fist. He says he's going to sell the whole lot of us. Then Thelma, a blue and yellow macaw, demands, "Kiss me, big boy," for the 3rd time in 10 minutes, and Mac throws a soda can at her. Thelma's wings are clipped so she can't fly, but she can still hop. She leaps aside in the nick of time. "Pucker up," she says with a shrill whistle. Mac stomps to his office and slams the door shut. I wonder if any of my visitors have grown tired of me. Maybe if I learn a new trick or two, it will help. Humans do seem to enjoy watching me eat. Luckily, I'm always hungry. I'm a gifted eater. A silverback must eat 45 pounds of food a day if he wants to stay a silverback. 45 pounds of fruit and leaves and seeds and stems and barks and vines and rotten wood. I also enjoy the occasional insect. I'm going to try to eat more. Maybe then we'll get more visitors. Tomorrow I will eat 50 pounds of food, maybe even 55. That should make Mac happy. The next section's called Bob. I explained my plan to Bob. "Ivan," he says, "trust me on this one. The problem is not your appetite." He hops onto my chest and licks my chin, checking for leftovers. Bob is a stray, which means he does not have a permanent address. He is so speedy, so wily that the mall workers long ago gave up trying to catch him. Bob can sneak into cracks and crevices like a tracked rat. He lives well off the ends of the hot dogs he pulls from the trash. For dessert, he laps up spilled lemonade and splattered ice cream cones. I've tried to share my food with Bob, but he's a picky eater and prefers to hunt for himself. Bob is tiny, wiry, and fast, like a barking squirrel. He's nut-colored and big-eared. His tail moves like weeds in the wild, spiraling, dancing. Bob's tail makes me dizzy and confused. It has meanings within meanings, like human words. I am sad, it says. I am happy, it says. Beware. I may be tiny, but my teeth are sharp. Gorillas don't have any use for tails. Our feelings are uncomplicated. Our rumps are unadorned. Bob used to have 3 brothers and 2 sisters. Humans tossed them out of a truck onto the freeway when they were a few weeks old. Bob rolled into a ditch. The others did not. It's so sad to hear about all these characters. Here's a picture of Bob. Is that what you thought he would look like? He actually looks a lot like my dog, except my dog doesn't have as long of a tail. Does he look like your pet at home? I think it's funny his name is Bob. I wonder if we're going to find out why. His first night on the highway, Bob slept in the icy mud of the ditch. When he woke, he was so cold that his legs would not bend for an hour. The next night, Bob slept under some dirty hay near the Big Top Mall garbage bins. The following night, Bob found the spot in the corner of my domain where the glass is broken. I dreamed that I'd eaten a furry donut, and when I woke in the dark, I discovered a tiny puppy snoring on top of my belly. It had been so long since I'd felt the comfort of another's warmth that I wasn't sure what to do. Not that I hadn't had visitors. Mac had been in my domain, of course, and many other keepers. I'd seen my share of rats zip past, and the occasional wayward sparrow had fluttered through a hole in my ceiling, but they never stayed long. I didn't move all night for fear of waking Bob. That's sweet. Okay, this chapter is called Wild. Once I asked Bob why he didn't want a home. Humans, I'd noticed, seemed to be irrationally fond of dogs, and I could see why a puppy would be easier to cuddle with than, say, a gorilla. Everywhere is my home, Bob answered. I'm a wild beast, my friend, untamed and undaunted. I told Bob he could work on the shows like Snickers, the poodle who rides Stella. Bob said Snickers sleeps on a pink pillow in Mac's office. He said she eats foul-smelling meat from a can. He made a face. His lips curled, revealing tiny needles of teeth. Poodles, he said, are parasites. This chapter is called Picasso. Matt gives me a fresh crayon, a yellow one, and 10 pieces of paper. Time to earn your keep, Picasso, he mutters. I wondered who this Picasso is. Does he have a tire swing like me? Does he ever eat his crayons? I know I've lost my magic, so I try my very best. I clutch the crayon and think. I scan my domain. What is yellow? A banana. I draw a banana. The paper tears, but only a little. I lean back, and Mac picks up the drawing. Another day, another scribble, he says. 1 down, 9 to go. What else is yellow, I wonder, scanning my domain. I draw another banana, and then I draw 8 more. 3 visitors. 3 visitors are here, a woman, a boy, a girl. I strut across my domain for them. I dangle from my tire swing. I eat 3 banana peels in a row. The boy spits at my window. The girl throws a handful of pebbles. Sometimes I'm glad that glass is there. My visitors return. After the show, the spit pebble children come back. I display my impressive teeth. I splash in my filthy pool. I grunt and hoot. I eat and eat and eat some more. The children pound their pathetic chests. They toss more pebbles. Slimy chimps, I mutter. I throw a me-ball at them. Sometimes I wish the glass were not there. This chapter is called Sorry. I'm sorry I called those children slimy chimps. My mother would be ashamed of me. This chapter is called Julia. Like the spit pebble children, Julia is a child, but that, after all, is not her fault. While her father, George, cleans the mall each night, Julia sits by my domain. She could sit anywhere she wants, by the carousel and the empty food court, on the bleachers coated in sawdust. But I'm not bragging when I say she always chooses to sit with me. I think it's because we both love to draw. Sarah, Julia's mother, used to help clean the mall, but when she got sick and grew pale and stooped, Sarah stopped coming. Every night, Julia offers to help George, and every night he says firmly, "Homework, Julia, the floors will just get dirty again." Homework, I discovered, involves a sharp pencil and a thick book and a long sigh. I enjoy chewing pencils. I'm sure I would excel at homework. Is that what it takes? Friends, are you chewing on pencils while you try to do your learning activities at home? I hope not. I don't think chewing pencils is a great idea. But if you do, what do they taste like? I don't know. Sometimes Julia dozes off, and sometimes she reads her books, but mostly she draws pictures and talks about her day. I don't know why people talk to me, but they often do. Perhaps it's because they think I can understand them, or perhaps it's because I can't talk back. Julia likes science and art. She doesn't like Lily Burpee, who teases her because her clothes are old, and she does like Deshaun Williams, who teases her too, but in a nice way, and she would like to be a famous artist when she grows up. Sometimes Julia draws me. I am an elegant fellow in her pictures, with my silver black back gleaming like moon on moss. I never look angry the way I do in the fading billboard by the highway. I always look a bit sad, though. This book is making me sad. I really hope that things start to look up for Ivan. I might have to cry if this book continues to be so sad the whole time. But I heard him say earlier that he had a plan. So I'm very curious to see if that plan gets hatched and we get to go along on an adventure with Ivan and his friends. All right, well, that is our reading for today. I hope you'll join me again on Sunday. I should have some more. Take care, friends. See you later. Bye.